I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to go off on this one. Oh yes. Oh, yes. Now, I'm going to begin this little podcast here. You know, on my other live stream, when I talked about the alt-right, how is, Trumpism is a mash of groups, right? You got your religious, your evangelicals, you manosphere nut jobs, your neocons trying to be masquerading as libertarians, and you got white supremacists acting like they are for everybody. So this is what Trumpism produced: a hodgepodge of ideologies, and Trumpism needs to be stopped. Trumpism, in a way, it is American fascism. So when it comes to, and let me say this right now, I know y'all seeing this. Let's talk about the term Hot Wheels. Now, somebody will sit here and say this is offensive. Now, on the outset, I would agree that this right here, this meme, is offensive. But if you are a citizen of the state of Texas, you might know what Hot Wheels mean. It has nothing to do with anybody in a wheelchair or anybody who is injured or somebody who isn't mobile. Hot Wheels means somebody is on the go all the time making trouble. That is what Hot Wheels mean down here in Texas, right? So when Jasmine Crockett was talking about, and I'm not defending Jasmine Crockett, I'm not her biggest fan. When she talked about Hot Wheels, this is what she was referring to. Because you go all over the state of Texas making trouble. That's why he needs to be impeached. And let me put this down real quick, because I know people over here laughing. I'm not here to make jokes or laugh at a man who's in a wheelchair. That's not what I'm referring to. But I understand why some of y'all see the humor in it, right? I see why some people are having the humor about it. Anyway, but let me go ahead and griff real quick. Okay? Let me go ahead and griff. That's right. Go ahead and go on my Cash App. All right, cause I'm a griff, right? Wink, wink. I'm a griff. Since people want to accuse me of being a wannabe grifter, I'll griff. Okay. So anyway, right? Anyway, since I'm here, right? Let me show you a problem, and I'm going to bring forward the problem. Now, last month, I should say, not earlier this month, the city of San Marcos, and I'll put the links in the description box so y'all can see it for yourselves, right? So, in the city of San Marcos, they had a resolution passed, and I'm gonna read some of it. I can't read all of this. I'm not gonna read the entire page by the city council of San Marcos, Texas. It's San Marcos, not San Marcos. It's San Marcos. Now, let me read some of the resolution. From the city council of San Marcos, Texas. San Marcos is right by it's in Hayes County, South Central Texas, my stomping ground, by the way. And I just dox myself. Anyway, here is the resolution that was passed. A resolution calling for an immediate, permanent, and sustained ceasefire in occupied Palestine. Arms embargo on the state of Israel, recognition of Palestinian sovereignty, and protection of constitutional rights. Whereas the San Marcos City Council strive daily to ensure all people's health, safety, dignity, and freedom, we follow the lead of the World Health Organization, United Nations, Save the Children, Amnesty International, and Human Rights Watch, His Holiest Pope Francis, and more than 150 countries and countless other organizations in the United States and around the world, and calling for a ceasefire, because what happens internationally impacts our constituents daily, locally. Sorry. We believe in the shared humanity of all people, and reiterated that all people are entitled to live life in safety and free from violence, and affirm these as common values held by San Marcos residents and leaders. And whereas we recognize our citizens' basic first, see, I'm about to go here with this one. We recognize our residents' basic First Amendment rights, include the right to criticize the political beliefs and policies of the United States and Israel, and affirm our commitment to the constitutional rights of all people to free speech and assembly, especially in the face of increasing efforts to criminalize protests and suppress dissent across the country. And we stand in solidarity with our constituents, students, faith leaders, organizers, and community members who have mobilized in San Marcos and across the country, across the nation, in support Palestinian human rights and to call for an end to U.S. actions in civil rights violations abroad. We recognize that in protest is a vital part of our democratic tradition and reflection of our community moral conscience. Now, I'm not gonna read. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna read the last. I'm gonna read the last one, and then I'm gonna end it there because y'all might. So we unequivocally condemn targeting civilians, no matter their faith or ethnicity, which constitutes a violation of international law and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, 1948, which is the UN Charter, and we recognize the equal right to self-determination and peaceful future, safe futures for Palestinian people. Okay, let's stop right there. I'm just gonna stop right there because y'all can read all of this right for yourself. It's in the description box if you are interested, you know. And let me say it like this. Let me close with this at the bottom. We further resolve that the San Marcos City Council condemns anti-Palestinian, Islamophobic, anti-Semitic, and all xenophobic rhetoric and attacks. That's what it says, right? I'm just rounding up at the bottom. All right. But we're going to talk about the hypocrisy. No, San Marcos is right by Austin. It's not in the Houston area, right? And you know what? Let me make this big because I rather have to make it big like this, right? So you can go ahead and read it. It's in the description box. Now, let's talk about the hypocrisy of this, of Gregg Abbott, and why. And there's numerous reasons why I want him to be impeached. I want him and the lieutenant governor to be impeached. So shout out to San Marcos. Now, what I'm about to show you is another hypocrisy by the governor of Texas. So he decided to respond. He actually responded a couple days ago, April the 29th, 2025. The Honorable Jane Hewson, mayor of the city of San Marcos, and you see the address. Dear Mayor Hewson, I'm aware that on April 15th, 2025, the San Marcos City Council considered a resolution calling for a transfer of permanent sovereignty over the occupied Palestinian territories, quote unquote, and the embargo on the state of Israel. The resolution claims to be rooted in the principle that all people are entitled to live life in safety and free from violence, and states that it unequivocally condemns targeting civilians. But I have not found any past resolutions that unequivocally condemn targeting civilians by Hamas or affirms that Jews murdered on October the 7th are entitled to live life safety and free from violence. The city council members voted to bring this pro-Hamas resolution to a formal vote in the next meeting on Tuesday, May 6, 2025. Now, the governor just lied. Now, going back to here, right? All you got to do is read all the way to the bottom where it says, where it says further resolve San Marcos City Council condemns Palestinian, anti-Islamophobic, anti-Semitic. Isn't anti-Semitic mean anti-Jewish? Explain that. See, come on, Governor. But anyway, let's get back. Let's get back to here. Israel is a stalwart ally of the United States and a friend to Texas. I repeatedly made clear that Texas will not tolerate anti-Semitism, excuse me, and anti-Israel policies are anti-Texas policies. Wait a minute. I thought you said America first. I thought you said Texas first. Now, anyway, over a year ago, Hamas cowardly attack and campus eruptions openly celebrating terrorism. I issued an executive order addressing anti-Semitism in higher education. I have proudly signed legislation prohibiting the government entities from supporting efforts to boycott, divest, and sanction Israel. Wait a minute, I thought that was the First Amendment. So a person or a city or an organization, it's unlawful to divest and boycott and sanction. That goes against the First Amendment of the Constitution. The right to free speech, the right to protest. But let me go down here for a minute. Let me go down here. It says in Texas, no governmental entity may enter into a contract worth $100,000 or more unless it includes a written verification that the contracted entity does not boycott Israel and will not boycott Israel during the term of the contract. Texas Government Code 2271.2002. I want y'all to read that law, by the way. I want y'all to look that up and read that law, because you're talking about, they claim to be, these conservatives claim to be, well, the liberals don't want freedom of speech, but yet though they make laws telling you it's illegal to, or it's illegal to boycott a foreign country. That a foreign country that's not counted as an ally by treaty. Canada is an ally because by treaty. Britain is an ally by treaty. By NATO. European countries are allied with the United States by being a member of NATO. Japan is an ally because of a treaty. South Korea and Australia. Those are nations are treaties. Therefore, if they're attacked, therefore it count. If they are attacked, therefore that's a count as attack on us. Israel's not on that. It's not on there. Anyway, let's keep it moving. I want y'all to look up Texas Code 2271.002. A government entity includes a political subdivision, like the city of San Marcos. And to boycott Israel means refusing to deal with terminating business activities with or otherwise taking any action that is intended to penalize, inflict economic harm on, or limited commercial relations specifically with Israel. The proposed resolution seems calculated to violate this law by calling for San Marcos to limit its commercial relations with Israel. Specifically, the resolution identifies 4,437,675 that came from San Marcos residents taxes that are sent to Israel. It then calls for a reallocation of such local funds away from Israel's military. Wait a minute. That's their taxes. You got poor people in Austin, nearby. No, San Marcos is in Hayes County. Austin is in Travis County. There's a huge homeless population starting up in that area. Shouldn't that money go to those homeless people? That's about to enter, who's getting out of Travis County and they're now getting to Hayes County. Now I'm not gonna read the whole damn thing. I'm not gonna read all of this, right? I'm not gonna read all of this. Okay? I'm not gonna read this entire thing. It's in the description box. The link of this is in the description box. So let me move on to another thing, right? Let me tell you about the hypocrisy about religion. Is this about religion or this is about race? Or is it both? Because if we're going to talk about anti-Semitic, right? If we're going to talk about what is anti-Semitic, then anti-Semitic means anybody who lives within the Levant. What is the Levant? The Levant is the Middle East, aka Asian Minor. So that means anybody who is Jewish or Muslim or Christian, Arab and Hebrew alike. I'm sorry, I'm messing up. I can't speak that word Hebrew right. But anyway, let's talk about the other hypocrisy, right? The freedom of speech. The liberals is against the freedom of speech. Well, let's go over here. Right? This is from the office of the Texas Governor, Gregg Abbott. So the governor, in March 31st, 2025, the governor, Abbott, directs the Texas Rangers to open a criminal investigation into the East Plateau Islamic Center. I want to talk about how hypocritical this is. And this is the reason why I'm calling for his impeachment. Governor Gregg Abbott today directed the Texas Rangers to open an investigation into the East Plateau Islamic Center, EPIC, and any affiliates entities for potential criminal activities. Texas is a law and order state, and those scheming to invade law enforcement scrutiny must know justice is awaiting them, said Governor Abbott. That is why I directed the Texas Rangers to fully investigate the group behind the proposed EPIC compound for potentially violating criminal law. Texas will ensure that anyone affiliated with EPIC who is breaking the law is brought to justice. The Texas Rangers investigation into EPIC will focus on potential criminal violations excuse me, y'all, into criminal law violations. Once the investigation is completed, any charges will be brought to appropriate prosecutory authorities for further action. Governor Abbott and the state of Texas continue to take action upon the rule of law and defend Texas communities from any threat posed by EPIC. The Texas Workforce Commission is investigating EPIC and entities for potential discrimination and violation of the Texas Fair Housing Act. The Texas State Securities Board is investigating Epic and its affiliate entities for potential financial harm to Texans. The Texas Funeral Service Commission sent a cease and desist letter ordering Epic to immediately stop all illegal funeral service operations. The Attorney General of Texas is investigating Epic and entities for violating a potential violation of Texas consumer protection laws. Last week, the governor announced that a dozen state agencies are investigating potential illegal activities conducted by Epic. And yes, and this is from the governor's website. Like I said, it's in the description box, right? Let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about this. How hypocritical this is. So, in East Plano, the Muslim community, which has been attacked, I think about 6 years ago, about 5-6 years ago, a bunch of white supremacists and the Christian nationalists decided to target Muslims outside of a mosque. And those white supremacists, and I forgot when this happened. You know, I forgot the correct time period, and I should have had this on my docket, but I didn't. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to Griff, right? I'm going to Griff. Want you to understand? I want you to understand, y'all. I'm going to Griff, right? I'm going to Griff. You know what to do. Yes, you know what to do. Donate. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Let's talk about the hypocrisy of it. What was the hypocrisy is the Muslim community decided to build a community outside of East Plano. This community is supposed to be a neighborhood with Muslims and those who practice the Islamic faith and those who are in the Arab community. My issue is, why target them? Why target them when in Texas, right? When in Texas, now I'm going to scroll back down here. I'm going to scroll all the way back down here, right? Let's scroll this down here again, right? The Texas Workforce Commission investigating Epic and affiliate entities for potential discrimination and violation of the Texas Fair Housing Act. Well, wait a minute. Why didn't the Texas Workforce Commission investigate Vider, Texas? Wait a minute. Who's outside? I'm about to end this live stream soon, but anyway, let me keep it moving. Right? Let me keep it moving. But you don't see the Texas Workforce Commission go to another town in North Texas called White Settlement. There's a town in Texas called White Settlement where there's no people of color. There's only one person, only one family that is not white living in that town. Oh, why ain't the Texas State Securities Board investigating Vider and Jasper and cities like White Settlement and Cut and Shoot, these suntown towns in the state of Texas for potential financial harm to Texans? Because there's a lot of black people in Texas, and we make money in Texas. How come we are financially harmed in these cities, in these little towns? How come the attorney general is not talking about consumer protection laws in those cities that violate against black people? But see, the hypocrisy of the governor of Texas. All right. It's the hypocrisy of it. So because these people are not white and they're decided to do some group economics, and then y'all try to put this illusion of natural security, using natural security as a way, as an excuse to do some hypocritical, racist, and anti-Muslim, anti-black, anti-Hispanic, fill in the blank. So the governor needs to be impeached. But then again, the governor should be impeached for numerous reasons. The governor of Texas should be impeached for sending people, illegals, to Chicago. While some of you Negroes on Chicago complain about these illegals is part of the problem. Well, no, you blame the governor of Florida, you blame the governor of Arkansas, you blame the governor of Texas for bringing those illegals to your state. While though you said turn Chicago red, turn Milwaukee red. Well, how can y'all talk about want Milwaukee and Chicago to turn red when it's red governors sending those illegals to y'all city? That's why a lot of you Negroes, y'all don't read, y'all don't do no research, y'all just talk. Y'all come on YouTube, y'all don't read. That's why some of y'all can't even comprehend. Y'all got bad comprehension skills. Y'all so allergic to sound bites. A lot of these idiots online is only allergic to sound bites, rather than comprehending what is being said. Anyway, I'm gonna do another live stream maybe within the next few minutes, but this is one topic. Like I said, y'all want more stuff like this? Hey, listen, I'm going to Griff. I'm telling you, I'm going to Griff. If y'all want more stories like this, donate, and I will bring this up. Yes, I will bring this up. Hold on, let me do this real quick. I will, hopefully, when I get time, I will bring this up on Talk Real Solutions tonight. I will bring this up. I will call. Hopefully, I have time to call in tonight, because it's also another reason why a lot of you black conservatives, y'all might want to rethink about this red state, blue state. I turn Chicago red, I turn Milwaukee red. Some of us is not on that shit. I'm just gonna tell you, a lot of us is not on that. Y'all too allergic. Y'all too y'all too much into the what you would call it, the red, the left right paradigm. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. And Sarge, I will be addressing that, Sarge, on TRS. Hopefully I'll be there tonight. I might have to set my clock. Really? Okay then, Sarge. Well, radical Islamic views. Okay, if you so concerned about radical Islamic views, but you made no quorums. No, you know what? Scratch this. Wait, hold on. Since Sarge said this, right? Since Sarge said this, I got to bring this up, right? I got to bring this up because Sarge just said something, and I'm going to have to replay. I'm going to have to replay something from yesterday, and let me go on my history. I got to go on my history, and let me find this real quick. Let me find this, y'all. Oh yeah, here it is. So since Sarge said what he just said, and I'm going to debunk what Sarge says. So now I'm going to go ahead and ask Sarge, right? I'm gonna ask Sarge about this, and I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna bring this up real quick. Let me share this screen because I found it. I finally found it. Right. So let me put this down. Okay. I'm gonna put this down so that Sarge can see this. So you worry about those about radical Islamic views, but you as a black conservative, Sarge, you as a black conservative, you ain't talking about this. So let me go and play it. You know what? And after this, I'm gonna tag Tyrone Thompson after this. I'm gonna tag him so because we gotta talk about this. Anyway, let's keep it moving. So, Sarge, what's that? Now I gotta ask Sarge again. What's that? Oh, here comes Sarge. Here comes Sarge. This sounds discretionally close to a gambit for implementation of Sharia law. Sarge. Then what is Project 2025 then? What type of law is Project 2025 then, Sarge? This Mountain Dew, what's it called? Mountain Dew with the what's it called? Bento Cirrus? Baja Cirrus. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm drinking, y'all. It's from Mountain Dew. But anyway, so Sarge, okay, if you so concerned about Sharia law, then what is Project 2025 then? The right of the Muslims to teach their children according to Sharia-based values, pushing back against LGBTQ inclusive education and gender identity in schools. So does the Christian right, Sarge. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Yo, okay, Sarge says this, y'all. Sarge says, I agree with the opposition to the LGBTQIA plus homo fascist agenda. These are his words, not mine. These are his words, not mine. But what happened to the sacred cow of separation of church and state? Now, Sarge, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, Sarge, why you got to do this? Because what I can do, what I can do is let me try to. I'm going to try to find this, right. So we're gonna go to Project 2025 tracker, right? Project 2025 tracker. So we can go to where is this at? Where is this at? I'm trying to yeah, select agencies. No, subject. Let's go. Let's go down to. Let's see. Um, let's see. Let's see here. Let's go to civil rights real quick. Let's go to civil rights, right? You know, let's go to civil rights. If we can go to objective with yeah, in education, right? And wait a minute, hold on. I picked the wrong category. I picked the wrong one. Let me stop right there. Let me stop. Let me go to yeah, Department of Education, right? Uh let's see. Hold on. Because there was something about religion. Religion. Let me see here. And again, I'm going to bring this up tonight. Hopefully tonight, with if I'm free, I'm gonna bring this up. If I don't find it now, I'll bring it up tomorrow. I mean tonight, because having religion indoctrinated in the education sector. Now I'm gonna try to find it because but Sarge say I was gonna say I should have had this queued up, but I ain't had this queued up to show right there in front of you. You know what? Let me put it down. Let me put it down. Religion, religion. Oh, I mean religion. Oh, can't. Oh my God, my ass can't even fucking spell right now. The fuck? Hold on. My God, man, I'm bad now, y'all. There you go. Uh oh. Uh oh. Yeah. Thank you. Religion. Now, anyway, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I can't believe though I can't spell religion. Oh my God. My oh, man. It's something wrong with me today. Something wrong with me today. Can't even spell a simple word like religion. Anyway, but anyway, you're talking about pray. Oh, yo, hold. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Let me put school prayer. Is school prayer? Is that supposed to be you know? Oh, final. Okay, but didn't he back school prayer? Oh, wait a minute. That's right. That's right. That's right. I'm in the wrong agency. That's right. I'm in the wrong agency on this. He went on that. That's on that's on another agency. Never mind. Never mind. Let me stop. That's on the wrong agency. Like I said, I'm not prepared for this. Um, But anyway, I will be on TRS. I will bring this up because it's so much over here on his website, and he talking about religion and shit. And try to force people to be a part of the evangelical Christian dominism. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right here. Prioritize funding for faith-based organizations. Note, the administration issued waiver for Samaritan Purse, an evangelical Christian organization. The hypocrisy of it, right? Hold on. There was something else that was said up here, right? There was another thing he did. It's so much going on. Abolish the census on racial, ethnic, and other populations. Anyway, I'll talk about that tonight, later tonight. But Sarge, let me get back to here, right? Let me get back. Hold on. Sarge said Project 2025 is a proposal by a conservative think tank for government reform as any lobbying. Hold on. He just said, I suggest, I read the Project 2025 playbook, a suggested roadmap for a second Trump administration, and I could not find a single white Christian nationalist policy in it. I know Sarge did not say that. I know. Hold on. See, I wish I had this queued up because he came at the wrong time, because I would have this queued up for him on his website. Because I wasn't expecting Sarge to be here, so I didn't have this queued up to this, but me and him might address it later tonight. We might have to address this later tonight. However, people demonize Islam because they likely don't understand the faith. I prefer Islamic society. I love traveling there. Hate, I can't stay. Hold on. Project 25 might be surprised to learn that it does not feature a single mention of Jesus or Christ. It does champion long-held social conservative position. Hold on. Religious freedom. Uh-oh. Sarge, you know what? I'm sorry. We got to go back. I got to go back to that website. We got to go back to that website, y'all. Let's go back, right? Let's go back. So, let's go back about Christianity. He said Christian not been he said, though, he doesn't find any hold on, I'm gonna read what he said. It does not feature a simple mention of Jesus or Christ. But you talk about religious freedom. Religious freedom, you said, huh, Sarge? Well, Sarge. Oh, I got to scroll up now. We got to scroll up. I'm going to have to try to scroll up now because it's so much going on. Hold on. Let me see. What's in per personals? Let me see. What's on per personals? All right. Okay. Never mind about that. Subjects. Equality. Right. Let's talk about equality here. That's not where. Uh, oh, here it is. So Sarge, let's read what you wrote. It does champion long-held social conservative position on religious freedom, abortion, and marriage. Well, prioritizing traditional heterosexual marriage in its messaging, health, and welfare policies. And that's project25.org, page 451. That's page 484, I should say. Right? Over here. Sarge. Oh shit. Oh shit. Wait, hold on. It was at 482. 484, I should say. Let's go to 484. Right? Why ain't moving 40? Hold on. Let's go. My computer can acting slow. Wait a minute. Hold on. So controlling a woman's body, right? Required to use rulemaking update women's preventive service mandate. These are objectives of the religious right in Christian dominism. Eliminating Head Start program. Really? But let me go back over here because I messed that up. And let me go over here real quick. On page 500, it says 481, but the link is telling me to 514. Now that's weird. Here we go right here. Protect faith-based grant recipients from religious liberty violations that maintain a biblical base, social science, reinforced development. See, now Sarge. Sarge. Now Sarge. Can you hear me? It's right here, Sarge. It's right here, Sarge. Now, it took me some digging, but I found it. So for you to sit there and say that, Sarge, and some of those faith-based uh, religious liberty violations, how can you be for religious freedom, but yet you're against Muslim communities? America has been built off of the William Penn. If you know who William Penn is, William Penn was a colonialist who founded the colony, who founded founded the state that we now call Pennsylvania. William Penn, his colony, oh my God, ugh, something wrong with you today. Anyway, his worldview was pluralism, religious pluralism. So how can you, Sarge, at one end favor social conservatism, as in we need to have religious freedom, but then you're against Muslims creating communities safe from outside invaders, from outside people, and you're scared of this Sharia law. Sharia law has no basis in American life, much as the Christian dominalism has no basis in American life nor law. Separation church and state. Faith-based. You know what faith-based means? Faith-based means Christian faith, Judeo-Christian belief. Faith. That's what that is. Religious liberty. Right-wing evangelical religious liberty. That's what it is. Let me stop sharing. Come on, no, we know. Come on, we know what's being said and not being said. This comes from a religious right organization. It's safe to say they're not talking about Buddha or Islam, Buddha or Muhammad. I'm just saying. Sarge, we already know it's a crime already, Sarge. It's already a crime in America to take people based on their sexual orientations and fling them all off of rooftops. This is not Iran or Saudi Arabia or anywhere in Asia Minor. So I don't know why you using that propaganda about drawing people off of rooftops. It's already a crime. It's called, we got hate crime legislation in America, right? Things that conservatives are against. Hate crime legislation. So if a gang of people who happen to be Islamic took a homosexual person and fling them off a rooftop, they will be arrested and charged with a hate crime. So why should you be worried about that? Because it's here in America. Yeah, like George said, there is no Muslim or Buddhist person involved in project. George, you're right about that. You're right. So you're right about that, George. Because Project 2025, it's the year 2025, right? It's 2025, right? So, and it's America. So America is multi-mix, right? Multicultural, multi-religious, pluralism, yuck, right? So Sarge, how come any of those people from Project 2025 did not find any person who is Buddhist, Hindu, Islam, esoteric, Zima, what's it called? The Baha'i faith, African traditional, religions. How come none of those people were invited in this Project 2025? Because now Sarge. How can you be sure of that? By looking at the altars, looking at the Heritage Foundation. Heritage Foundation. That how many Hindus and Islamic people and how many members of the Heritage Foundation has Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, and any other religion outside of your classic Judeo-Christian belief within that organization? Right, George. It says biblical base, not Quran nor Torah base. Now it did say biblical base. So when you say about the Bible, therefore, we're talking about Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Okay, we're talking about Protestantism. And when we talk about the Bible, we're talking about the King James Bible, right? So for the most part, America is a Protestant country. So we know when you use the term biblical, we know who's in that Bible: Moses, Jesus, disciples, Daniel, Abraham, Solomon, on and on and on and on, Paul, on and on and on. So we ain't talking about what Muhammad was doing. Muhammad's not in the Bible. Buddha's not in the Bible. Any other holy figure is not in the Bible of other religions. So when you say the Bible, no, you want Judeo-Christian belief on everybody else and pushing on everybody else. You're making excuses, Sarge. You're making excuses. But anyway, I'm gonna talk if I'm available tonight. If I'm available tonight, I'll talk to you on Talk Real Solutions. Okay, I'll call in tonight, and me you can hash this out though. Me and you can hash this out. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. Y'all be easy. I'll see you next time, and I might be live within the next hour or so. So because I got to know the topic I want to talk about. Anyway, the governor of Texas needs to be impeached for violating somebody's First Amendment right. Yeah. At least though, me and you can talk, because at least you got some sense. Somewhat. At least you got some. At least you know how to debate. At least, Sarge, unlike these clowns on YouTube, they just want to shame, blame, and explain. They some of these people are not educated. They just blur out nonsense and try to throw things to the wall to make it stick. So yes, you are a worthy opponent, Sarge. You are a worthy opponent, because I respect that. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. I'll see you next time, Sarge. Hopefully tonight, if I'm able. If not, maybe some other time, because life has been very busy these past let's say 2 weeks. So anyway, I'm out.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.